guys. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer. It's good to have you with us tonight. We've got a great show for you. Lots of information. You're going to learn a lot about Oregon, and we're going to top it off with something really fun you can do to help the Lebanon School District and the community, actually, of Lebanon. Before we get started, I'm going to tell you about a new thing we're doing. I have this page, and I'm going to stick this in the comment section so you'll see it. If you want more, we're going to be doing more stuff, some town halls in the future. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. What I want you to do is go in there, and if you want to do this, it's $12 a month, and you sign up, and it'll be additional content to what we put out on our social media. We've already got people doing it, and it's awesome. So we're pretty happy about that. So anyway, I'm not going to sell you any more than that. Our sponsor for our podcast is Dr. Michael Bratling, Christendall in Eugene. He believes in free speech. He's a troublemaker. He's one of the ones who put up the billboards in Springfield when that during the Black Lives Matters thing. Michael is a really cool guy, and he's not afraid of anyone, and you shouldn't be either. So our first guest tonight, Aaron Brandler. How you doing? Did I say it right, Brander?
It's Brandner, yes, sir.
Brandner. Okay. So Aaron got a hold of me via, I don't know what, social media or something, and had a really interesting story. Would you like to tell people what happened and what's been happening with your mother's voting rights?
Okay. So I didn't really get into politics much until, Donald Trump became president. And then I seen how things were going and life was getting better. And then they tried to impeach him twice. They, convicted him of crimes. They went after him entirely. That opened my eyes and got me a little bit more involved in politics. Then we got Joe Biden and we watched our life go crazy. And all of the while, my mom passes away.
In 2018, right?
Yeah. October of 2018, actually. And
the certificate we have right there.
Yep. So in 2018, it was May of 2019, I received a ballot in my mailbox for her. So I went down to the Lane County elections and I showed them the death certificate and I handed them back her ballot. And I said, okay, she's dead, so quit sending her ballots. Every voting cycle, Rick, I get a ballot for her. And most of the time I just tear them up because I don't always have time to take them back to the Lane County elections. But the problem is this is why I don't agree with mail-in ballots. If somebody comes down to you with a death certificate, can prove to you that that person is deceased, why are they still spending the money and sending out ballots? It kind of seems absurd. So then I go to the state fair and I see the Republican National Party, and I'm talking to this lady there. And she's like, did it ever occur to you that maybe the same as Joe Biden was using an auto pen to, sign things, that maybe the elections could do it as well? And it got me kind of thinking. And that was when I decided I was going to reach out to you, which I did. And I said, we'd kind of conversated a little bit over Facebook. And I said, you know what? I said, let's wait until the ballots come in the mail so that I can show people, and let's get on a show and let's show people and prove to them, because ballots and death certificates don't lie.
And this is the newest one for the upcoming election.
Yes.
So if you were like a bad dude, you could go in there and you could probably forge her signature. I mean, yes, it's all illegal, but you could probably not difficult to do.
Well, that's true, Rick. And so here's another thing. So both of my daughters and my son have moved out of the house because they're all old enough and they're off doing their lives. And my son went into the Army for 4 years, and he still gets a ballot registered here, even though he's based out of Texas and is a Texas registered voter. Would you like to see all of those ballots? Because I have a whole bunch of them to take back in.
Do you have them?
I do have them. I thought I put them right here in this folder. Let me walk inside real quick and grab them without taking up a lot of time.
So these are your sons? Like, he's in the service. So does he get one in the service and then gets one still at home?
So he's stationed in Fort Hood, Texas. So he gets one in Texas, and they're still mailing him one here. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he's got a Texas driver's license. He's got a Texas residence. He's got everything. So it's insane. So
what do you
my
think?
name is Aaron Senior. He is Aaron Junior. So let me see as I go through these. There's two people that live at this address. Now keep in mind, I just put the two people that live here ballots aside. Now here's some lady's name that has never lived here because we've owned this property since '62. I don't know if you can see that. It says Dennis. Well, I won't put her name out there, but
Okay.
anyway.
So
So
that came
that's
to your
one.
house too?
Huh?
That came to your house too?
Yeah. Okay. Then my oldest daughter, who hasn't lived here forever, I get her ballot. My
Oh my
youngest daughter,
God.
I get her ballot. And here's my son's ballot that is a registered voter in Texas. So I'm
Oh,
going to take all of these back down on Monday. I've scheduled the time to take off of work to do it so that I can take them down to Lane County Elections again with my mom's death certificate. And I can say, none of these people live here. So if I wanted to be a bad dude, I could probably vote all of these times, and I'm sure some people do. But my question is, has anybody looked into if people don't vote? Does their ballot just go in the trash, or do they, like the lady told me at the Republican National Party, could they look up their driver's license, copy their signature from their driver's license information at the DMV, and just post their ballot for them?
well, I know we can't answer that question for you, but I'm
Well,
going
I'm sure.
to bring on Senator Bruce Starr. He's the new.
Okay.
How's that? I just happened to have him in the green room, and he is now the minority leader of the Senate for the Republicans. Bruce,
Congratulations.
I had okay. So Aaron kind of pulled one on me because all I knew was mom, and then he
Yeah.
had that surprise like live thing, which is what I love about live. I had no idea. When you see that, what do you think, Bruce? Oh, your microphone.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him either, Rick.
Bruce, is your microphone on?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. You're there, man. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, so this is, I believe, the result of about a decade or more of changes to Oregon law that the majority Democrats in the legislature have done, where they systematically have changed the law so there's less of the scrubbing of the voter rolls. It used to be that they would scrub those voter rolls more regularly, and they've changed the law so they don't do that.
So what would be what? But and they use the excuse that you have to sign it so they can check your signature. But
yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous, and it's ridiculous that the county clerk doesn't basically take those ballots back and immediately go to the voter file and take those names off the voter file. I mean, that's
right.
insanity.
If Aaron goes in and says, "Mom's," excuse me, I'm not being harsh, but Mom's dead.
No.
She doesn't need this ballot anymore, and they don't
Right.
do anything about it. And now here it continues and continues. I mean, that's like
Insanity.
But Aaron, I mean, if this is one dude who's got
One guy.
grandma, son, daughter, and some strange lady named Denise, and so you got 4 people coming to your house. If that is one person, just think what the hell is going on out there.
That's what I'm saying, Rick. And that's what I would like to see get changed. Because how can you have any faith in vote by mail if this kind of stuff is going on?
Man, you need to talk to Ben Idle. He's the guy running that campaign. Go ahead, Bruce.
There is a lot that we should do to clean up our voter rolls. There's just a whole host of things. One of them is that we just need to scrub them so that this kind of thing doesn't happen. It's just not acceptable, and it's insanity.
Well, and you could, I guess I could kind of see if it was just a mistake or something, but when you've notified someone, when you've told them, and when you're not, this seems like it should be like much more important. Well, I heard, was it Oregon? I heard it today. I think I heard it today. I think that, and Bruce, and if you don't know, it's not a big deal, but I think I heard something where there are more people eligible to vote in Oregon than there are people in Oregon.
I heard that too, Rick.
Yeah, I heard this on a thing.
I don't know that that's absolutely accurate, but I wouldn't be surprised, unfortunately.
Well, with what we've just seen, there's dead mom. I don't mean to be mean.
No, you're good, Rick.
Mother who's dead,
Yeah.
and then you've got your two kids who are obviously getting double ballots because they're getting ballots wherever they live now.
Right.
So it's like, that's just absolutely insane. Aaron, thank you so much for bringing this to the forefront here. And I think that a lot of people are going to be questioning this, and I'd love to see what they tell you. Let me know.
Too.
Email me when you get done with your meeting. I'd like to know what they have to say about that, especially when you ask them to do that. Okay, I think
absolutely
they might know that you're coming now.
Well, sure. And that's why I wanted to wait until I had the ballots so that I could actually bring it to people's attention. Because, you look at the DMV thing that had all of these, people that got driver's licenses, and they automatically register you to vote. Yeah. So on whatever address you put down. So
the non-affiliated voters are the biggest voting bloc in the state. They even surpassed the Democrats. They kind of screwed themselves on that one. That was Kate Brown. Thank you, Kate. We appreciate you. I know this is really, really hard. That's my Kate Brown imitation during COVID.
Yeah. Well,
Aaron,
I thought Kate Brown was the worst governor ever, and then we met Tina Kotek. So that's just my opinion.
And that brings us to our next topic. Aaron, thank you for being with us, okay?
Hey, thank you for taking the time.
All right, see you, buddy. Unbelievable, Bruce. I just I had no idea he had those other ones. I just knew he was sending me the moms,
Yeah, and it's really the county clerk's responsibility. I mean, they should, when you go back to that county clerk, you're walking up to the counter, they should immediately, there should be a process by which they go into the voter file and delete. Right. It should be automatic, especially in a case like that.
Now, Bruce, you're here to talk about you and Representative Ed Deal are both working to try to get a referendum. So you need a bunch of signatures from Oregonians. You got 90 days to get them from the time the legislature says the bill is passed. But now the governor has 30 days to drag her feet, which is not what she's supposed to do if you're into democracy and stuff, which, I think that's part of being a no king, is to be a democracy and allow people to have a say in how they vote. So where are you guys at with this whole thing? Kind of give people an update and what you need them to do to be ready. Because once this thing gets going, it's going to be like balls out to get this thing done.
Correct. So you mentioned that the governor has 30 days. Well, it's 30 business days. It's not 30 calendar days.
What?
And yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's why it's actually, she runs this all the way into November. The last day that she can sign the bill would be November the 12th. And because of the business day piece of this, so it really is going to constrain our ability to get those signatures. So rather than signing the bill like right now and opening the gate so that Oregonians can sign the petition to force it to go to the ballot so that democracy can occur.
Yeah.
She's like saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's not an emergency. I'm just going to sit on this until the very last minute. And that's
wasn't it an emergency when she called an emergency session? So she calls an emergency session over Labor Day weekend. She goes down to the coast with her partner to have fun. And then she requires the lawmakers to come and do the dirty work, and then finally gets it passed. And now she's dragging her feet because she wants to give Oregonians a chance to say what they want to say. Not.
Yes, exactly. She wants to make it as difficult as possible for us to get those signatures. So
how many days will you have, logistically?
Yeah, so she has until the 12th. We then file paperwork with the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State has told us it may take 3 days before we get a petition back from the Secretary of State. I expect that they will use all of their time because, again, they're all for democracy unless it's does something against what they're trying to accomplish. So November 15th, we expect that we will have petitions ready to send out. Our goal is to get 100,000 signatures by December the 20th. So that's about 35-ish days. So it is not.
So you're supposed to have 9. You're supposed to have 90 days, right?
Correct.
God.
Correct. If the
It makes
governor
me so it makes me so angry, Bruce, just because what makes me so angry about this is at least be honest with people. You don't give a shit about democracy if you're not allowing the people to have a say on it. So just be real about this. Don't play the, if you think it's the best thing for Oregon to have this tax, then say, I think you guys should be taxed, and I think we need to do this. I'm going to drag my feet because I think this is that important. But that's not what we're getting. And we're getting all these claims for, if you can't have a king, then you shouldn't have a queen either. And then the people that are going, look up democracy, my friends. Good Lord, what does it mean? And it's so easy to throw it out but it's so ironic because it's them.
Absolutely. What Representative Ed Deal and Jason Williams, myself are doing or plan to do is to give Oregonians the opportunity to vote on this massive tax that the Democrats passed in the special session. If voting isn't the purest form of democracy, I don't know what is. So that's what we want to try to do, is provide a pure form of democracy so Oregonians can vote on this massive tax.
Liberty, a comment on here. Liberty, we know we're a republic, not a democracy, but we also have people saying that we're supposed to be acting as a democracy. So just lay off Liberty. I know I like you. You're a good person, but don't get technical. You get it.
We are a constitutional republic, but we use a democratic form to elect our leaders, and this is direct democracy. When you actually have voters vote on the laws that they get to interact with, that is pure democracy. That is not their representatives voting. That is the voters voting. So there's no greater pure democracy than that.
So can you tell people how this is going to work? So you got 600 volunteers plus so far. And when those come out, and we'll obviously be doing stuff on it to let people know, but kind of what you were telling me before the show, let's tell them that.
Yeah. So we've got captains in virtually every county, and in some places we got captains down to the precinct and community town level. Our goal is to get those petitions out as quickly as possible. If you individuals need to go to notaxor.com, notaxor.com. They can sign up there to either sign a petition, carry a petition, or be a precinct or a petition captain. We are organizing the entire state, and it's more than 600. There are thousands of Oregonians that have already gone to that website and have signed up, and we're organizing statewide. It's every corner of the state. But as soon as we have that paperwork, we will get these petitions out to everyone that has signed up on notaxor.com. And again, it's a little bit of a logistical challenge, but Ed Deal is an engineer, and and I love that man because he breaks down these things in little sections. So everybody has a doable part of the whole plan. So that's going to be pretty quickly. As soon as the governor signs, and as soon as we get the stuff back from the Secretary of State, those petitions will go out across the entire state. You're going to see individuals with little pop-ups in communities. You're going to see people at their post office. It's going to be during the holidays, so holiday bazaars. We hope to have the folks that are selling the Christmas trees. We want to be everywhere in the state during the holidays, having people sign these petitions, and we have to get them. We want to get them back by December the 20th. How
many signatures do you need? Karen wants to know.
So we need officially 78,116. We really need 100,000. So our target is 100,000 signatures. in about 35 days.
But you know what? I think, Bruce, and I know you agree, Senator, that there's so many people that are, so, I mean, that, you know, even Democrats, yes, are pissed about this tax. And it's like,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It
and they are waiting. They may, you know, other things may not happen, but when it comes to this, talk real quickly with me. You and I were talking before we went live.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the best thing. All this bullshit, and I'm saying bullshit, not Bruce. All this bullshit that's going on is going to be the best thing to balance Oregon again, finally, because we've been out of balance for decades, and people are done with the one-party rule, especially when they've done such a shitty job.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for the majority, for the Democrats, for the governor to point to anything that is pointing in the right direction. There is nothing this governor can point to that says, oh, look, reelect me because this is going well in our state. There is nothing. And this issue is the clearest example of the supermajority, and I call it the arrogance of the supermajority, moving something that the vast majority of Oregonians oppose. We have polling data that demonstrates that. I think it's going to be 75-25, maybe 80-20 opposed to this tax. When we had it in the session, I mean, the testimony for and against was like 95-5 on the percentage range. I mean, Oregonians do not want this, and the governor and the Democrats are offering a false choice to the voters. We do not have to raise taxes to solve the problem at ODOT. Right. All we need to do is change some statute to allow the department to move money between, the various silos that are in their department right now. They can't do that because of the way that the laws have been written in the past. We could go in and change that, allow them to spend things on what's most important, what Oregonians have to have, and not some of the things that would be nice to have. Kind of like what happens in your and my budget when things get tight.
That's
we
what
do the most important things.
I see. And Bruce, I think when I was a news guy, I remember that, you go to city council meetings and stuff, they go, oh, well, that money's in budget B. And the public looks at it and goes, if I have a budget A and a budget B, right. It's if the food bill comes in, $100 higher, I don't just say, well, we're going to have to raise taxes to get more money for that. I take it from here and I move it over here. Plus, right. A lot of the big dollar items in this thing, as I understand it, are like pet projects in Portland, things, that people are, that would be nice or that could be cool. But right now, Oregon isn't looking for cool. They're looking for affordable. And we keep talking about she and the Democrats keep talking about affordable housing and all this kind of stuff. That's where you put your money. Affordable health care, not, the Rose Quarter or things like that only people that go to Portland are going to experience. It's like, it's just a bunch of crap. Hey, one question real quick. Edry says, one question, since we have signed the prelim, we still have to sign the real one, right?
So there is no prelim. If you signed up on the website, that is just getting you on the list so that you can get a petition in the mail from us. There is no preliminary petition out there. It's just go to the website, provide your information there. That gets you into our system. As soon as the petitions are available, we're going to blast those out all across the state.
Okay. Bruce, is there anything else you need to tell us about that?
Well, just stay tuned. And Rick, I so appreciate you helping to get the word out on this. And it's going to be an all hands on deck when these petitions are available. And I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time we're on talking about it. No,
you will be back. I'm going to bring Craig on because I think, Craig, did you guys email me and say, keep Bruce on? Did you say that? Oh, Craig, turn on your mic.
Hey.
Hi, Amanda.
Yes, if Bruce would like to join us, that'd be great.
So this is the happiest thing happening in Oregon right now. This is like Lebanon, Oregon, little old Lebanon has made Oregon like kind of hopeful and seeing that we've seen a community pull together, a school pull together, Democrats, Republicans, independents, all those non-affiliated voters in Lebanon. and everybody doesn't give a crap about all that stuff. And they're just going, let's get our stadium. So kind of, Amanda, or either one of you guys start off and tell us what you're doing, what's going on.
Go ahead, Amanda.
So we are in the home stretch of the 4-week competition with T-Mobile Friday night 5G lights, offering up $1 million prize package to one lucky school. We are in the top 25. Not only that, we have been in the number 2 spot the entire time. We are trailing Dirks, Arkansas right now. We need a huge push for votes. There are 2.5 days left. The voting cuts off at 8:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Friday, October 24th. We have come together as a community. It's been really, really neat to watch not just Lebanon, but a lot of surrounding communities in the state and people outside of the state really rallying behind our high school and these kids. We need this number 1 spot. Like, our grandstand was permanently closed in April of 2025 due to wear and tear. It was built in 1957. I mean, it has done its job and served our community well, but we need to move on to a better option. And this prize package would just take a small chunk out of what we will need to do and fundraise as a community to get this project done.
And you guys people can vote every day.
Yeah, you can vote every day with any valid email. I recommend voting at 9 p.m. For the next day, because that's when the cutoff is. So it runs 9 to 9. So I vote at night. I spend a lot of time voting at night. I think that's helpful. And we are just really, pushing in this last couple minutes of this big game. It has been a marathon, not a sprint. And we are just really, really ready to see some big numbers over the last couple days, pulling on all the heartstrings of our communities here in Oregon to really take that 10 seconds and put in a vote, to take the 30 seconds and share it on your social media, print a QR code and put it at your place of business. I mean, there are so many different ways to each vote counts,
So, Craig, what have you seen in your town? You're the athletic director at the school. So
it's amazing. It's amazing. Let Amanda go first, right? You just saw why. But no, we're in great shape. We appreciate Bruce and the local politicians. Governor Kotek finally came out, put a statement out for us, which was awesome.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good for her.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. And, we're in that final push, like Amanda's saying. We're down over 300,000 votes right now, but we believe that's our motto. And for what this community has done, it's unbelievable. So we just need to keep that. We need to get to as many social media platforms as we can. And what we need is we need a ball drop vote every night, right? Like New Year's Eve when the ball drops, right? We need these communities as social platforms to say, okay, we put it out, we've done this, we've done that, but every night at this time, if you follow me, let's go vote. And then we need some big numbers to come in right now.
You've had a ton of videos from, like Ed Deal, representative, and then the governor did one finally. That was good. I've seen other people on there doing these as well. I put one out that was out there for this. And, I think that's what's been really fun. And what people can do is if you have that come across your social media, just share it to your page. You don't even have to do it yourself. I mean, this is not brain surgery. You just hit share and it goes right on top of your page. And then it always helps people if it's your page, those are your friends. So if you say something like, I support this too, that makes your friends pay much more attention to it than just a blanket share. But
I do want to thank Secretary of State Tobias Reed for coming down and doing an interview at the stadium with us. That was a great effort by him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this has been a bipartisan effort. This is all about Oregon. Let's get a win for our state.
Yeah, it would be really nice to show, especially, because there's a lot of youth involved with this because it's their stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So because you guys were you were like 40,000 behind Arkansas for a while, and now you've dropped.
I think the closest deficit was like 35, and that was just early last week. Yeah.
What are those Razorbacks doing?
Working tail, just like us.
We got ducks and beavers against a pig. It's a sow.
That Razorback's pretty tough, though. That's
You know,
not.
I went to Arkansas a few years ago, I have to admit, and we went in and I went, I have to have a shirt with that on it. So I have a Razorback shirt. I have not worn it during this competition.
I was going to say, you're allowed after Friday.
Yeah, it has stayed in the cupboard and it doesn't come out. But then once it comes out, I will bring my hog.
Their community instead are doing a great job, right? So it's about what we're doing and what we need to get done. And right now we need Oregon to step up for the next, like Amanda said, 2.5 days. We need to vote, and we need to vote to get back in this.
Okay. So we will. Is there do you have a link? I saw Matt. Matt has a link that he hooked up to get to his. I
posted it in the comments.
You put it. Okay, perfect. So you guys, it's in the comment section.
I'll do it again right now.
So you could vote right now and then go in at 9:30 tonight, and you could vote again.
Yep.
And then we need everybody.
That's tomorrow's vote. Yeah.
The key is any valid email.
So if you have 2 or 3 emails, like many of us do, then that's a way that you can get that done.
Any valid email.
Because this is not, well, I could make a really funny analogy. This is one place where it's not cheating if you vote more than once. It's in the rules.
Oh, and it's like, were you going to go back to the ballots? Any valid ballot? Cast your vote. I see what you did there.
I see Bruce up there laughing. I know where Rick's going with this, but he also knows it's my show and I'll take the heat.
Hey, I think it's important to just underline, like, this is about the kids. So, like, all the community banter aside that has gone on both sides, this competition is literally for children. This is for a school. This is for students. This is for the current students and every student that will go through Lebanon High School from here until, probably the next 75 years, just like Heath Stadium gave us. And I just really hope that our communities can come together to see that is the goal, is that this is for the kids.
And you know what, Amanda, I would take that even further too. It really is for work. It's about Lebanon as a community, but it's also about rural Oregon.
Yes.
And what rural Oregon is capable of doing.
Yeah, look at what we've done.
It's a solid strength of true Oregon pioneer, empire, all those words that I love, spirit. If you guys came out on a covered wagon today, you'd make it. If a lot of the people that live in urban areas of Oregon were to get on a covered wagon, we'd hear, it's too bumpy.
We should put some QR codes out on the Oregon Trail.
I don't want to throw my furniture out. That's my favorite chair now. That's what we'd hear. And so you guys kind of show Oregon what Oregon is really all about. And I love that about this project, because you are the Oregon that most of us just adore and love, Yeah. And so I hope you guys get this done. I'm gonna get on I have 2 emails and I've already done it, but I'm gonna go get my vote in too. So
thank you so much for having us back on, Rick. It means a lot.
This is what I like doing. This is fun, and having Bruce and you guys on, and we can talk about all kinds of stuff on here. So when you win, I want to be on your list of places that you come in and we talk about what maybe you get a couple kids or something and we'll talk from there. So
yes,
I'm already planning. I'm going to hold a space next week. So you better do it.
They announce on Thursday, the 30th. So we have to wait 6 days.
Okay. This is a lot like our governor dragging her feet. What's wrong with these people?
I'm hoping that they're going to just give us a
process, right?
6 days? What in the heck is going on with that? You guys think
it's validated just like everything else, right? But
hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Done. You guys and everybody who stepped up in the state of Oregon, because this really has become a Oregon project. So we need to finish strong and get this done, and we can help Oregon schools in the future who might apply for this, because I don't think T-Mobile is done with this. So,
yeah. And from what you guys have done, just think what we could do as a state for all kinds of stuff,
in under 4 weeks, we're at 1.8 2 million votes right now for a
That's
town of
amazing.
20,000 people. Right?
You guys are, but you know what? And Greg, I know you're good. You're good. But that girl, Amanda, she kicks ass.
We're gonna get us a new stadium no matter what. So
Yeah, if
Should
this
have her
doesn't
in class.
happen, I have a feeling there's a next project that's going, and we'll be contacting Mr. Senator Bruce Starr, the new minority leader of the Senate, and find out what kind of grants or things are out there for that. There, Bruce, I just stepped for you.
There you go. There you go.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for being on here tonight. I appreciate
thank
you.
you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Rick.
See you later. All
See you
right.
later.
Bruce, thank you too for the last minute, especially. Oh, I kicked him off and then I said thank you. That didn't work out too well. Okay,
Rick, I so appreciate you.
Hey, Craig, thank you. And tell your mom hi.
I will.
Give her a big hug for me. Tell her I'm still
when I
causing
see her,
problems.
when
You
I
tell her
see
I'm-
her, she's all the way in Idaho, so I will.
All right. I'll see you later.
Bye.
All right. So there you go, guys. Yeah. Isn't that cool? I think they're going to win, but even if they don't, I just love what I don't know. Does that do that for you? I mean, as an Oregonian, I know I live in Montana now, but you know what? My heart still like always is an Oregonian. And these are like my people. You know what I mean? You get into rural parts of Oregon, and there's nothing wrong with urban either. I don't mean to slap at you, but there really is. There are 348,558 votes behind. We can make that up. I think we can. There's at least that many people that could find out more about this. So let people know. Oh, good, Matt. Lots of people in Eugene are voting. That's what I hear. So do your 2 days votes and get those things in there. What's happening? Oh, tomorrow I had a story, and really sad story. This lady in a woman in Southern Oregon is just getting ripped off, and the courts are treating her terrible, and her lawyers are treating her terrible. So I was going to let her come on tomorrow night and just explain her story. And then she found a lawyer to represent her. So we're going to hold off because I don't want to screw anything up for her. And then once everything's settled, she can come on and tell the story because it's really interesting and very sad and very telling of the culture we live in today. But she found somebody. So sometimes I always found when I was a reporter, sometimes if you just threaten to do a story, people kind of come to their senses and do the right thing. And that's what happens. But you got to be willing to threaten. And I am. All right. We'll see you guys later. Share this on your page so other people know. And when you put it on your page, find out where Lebanon comes in, like 32 minutes or something, and just say the Lebanon story comes in at 32 minutes so people can see that. Okay. And that way they'll go right. They can skip right ahead to it. And I do have it on YouTube as well. All right. We'll see you guys online, but our shows won't be until next week. We're done with shows for this week, and we'll be back next week. All right. See you guys later. Love you. Yeah. You guys are Oregonians. Love those people.